Hello people, this is Hank Potato, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. Instead of talking about games, I'm going to be talking about movies. This is going to be like a short little weekly series kind of thing. And each week I'm going to go over either a different genre of movie or a different series of movies, like a franchise like Star Wars, for instance. And each time I'm gonna go over what the best movies to watch are, which ones you should skip, which ones you should watch, which ones should you watch to get into this franchise or genre, and whatever the best is. These are gonna be my personal experiences with these movies. Well, it's what I mean by that is the ones I've actually watched. There's probably a lot of sci-fi movies or fantasy movies that I have not watched. Not my fault. I just don't own them or have the chance to own them. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So, going off on the big one. Star Wars. Now, this is a franchise most people should watch. 'Cause it's well directed, well written, and it's fun. It's not really intellectually challenging or anything like that. It's not supposed to. It's just supposed to be a good story to watch with kids and adults alike. So yeah, I believe the first movies you should watch in this franchise are the original trilogy. By that I mean A New Hope, Episode 4, Empire Strikes Back, Episode 5, and Return of the Jedi, Episode 6. Those are the movies you need to watch. If you're gonna watch Star Wars, watch those first. They were the best of all of them. And they will really get you into this franchise, and they use a lot more practical effects, which, in my personal opinion, are better than CGI. Explosions are actual explosions, and everything like that. I'm not gonna speak about like watching the special editions or old VCR versions. I don't really care either way. Most of the changes are not that big. Sorry for those of you who think they are big changes. They're not. So yeah. The main premise of these movies are: there's a evil galactic empire that has made a super death weapon, and for the first movie, in the first movie, there's this evil empire that has made a super death weapon, and these group of rebels are trying to have obtained secret plans to that weapon in order to find a weak point.
This is your undoing.
And it's called the Death Star. Well, they get attacked in the beginning of the movie on their way to figure out how to destroy it, and it lands on a desert planet. I won't spoil anything else from there. Well, it's not really spoiling, it's just the beginning of the movie. It's got a little bit for everyone. It's got comic relief for little kids, bunch of goofy one-liners. It's like a B movie made to something much better. That's actually exactly what it is. It's a B movie made to something better. Like, a bunch of the weapons are just World War II weapons they've repurposed, put and stuck things onto. The main weapons are the lightsabers are just camera like camera flashes that they just put a stick into and recorded that. It has a great composer does the soundtracks for all the main series movies. John Williams, who also did Jaws. Trying to think. He did Jaws, Harry Potter. Crap. I had like a full list earlier and I just can't remember it. But he does most of Hollywood's soundtracks. Sorry about that. John Williams does the composition, and they're really well-made movies. Now, when you get into the other movies, it's a little harder to tell which ones you should and shouldn't watch. Personally, I think you should watch the prequels. You should really watch those just to know what happened, no matter how stupid you might find them. The first one, pretty stupid, but it had a great soundtrack. The lightsaber fights were so much better. They were a lot faster. Episode 2 is, I consider the boring one. The only boring Star Wars movie. And that is a pretty bad thing. But it's best to watch it just so you know what's going on in the third one, which is actually like a Star Wars movie. It's not stupid, it's not relatively stupid, and it's not boring. It actually feels like a Star Wars movie. And it really is good, in my opinion. When it comes to the side movies that they're making now, those are optional. If you want to watch them, yeah, you should. But if you don't feel like you'd like them, don't bother. The newest ones are Episode 7 and Episode 8. It's just gonna come out this December. And that one, those two, I think you should watch because they are pretty good. Now, since they don't actually connect to the original trilogy in the way that the prequels do, you don't have to watch those. You can stop after Episode 6, but if you want to get more out of Star Wars, you can watch those ones. And then there's also the Clone Wars, which is a series about the middle part between Episodes 2 and 3. There's like a gap, and it sort of explains about those. Now, there's two different Clone Wars series, actually. There's Star Wars Clone Wars, or Star Wars 1.5, as some things call it. I think IMDb calls it that. And then there's Star Wars The Clone Wars. The big difference is that one is 2D animation, you know, like old, SpongeBob, Very Odd Parents, old Disney movie style. And then there's the 3D animation one, which is like Jimmy Neutron. Most animated movies, Disney animated movies now, like, I hate saying this, but Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph, all that stuff, animated like that. Both are really good. The Star Wars Clone Wars, the 2D animation one, that one has a lot better action. It's a lot better choreographed, if that's the right way to say it. And it's a lot more fluid and fun. But the story's a little lackluster. But for the 3D animated one, the story's a lot better. It has a lot more depth to the characters, even adds a few characters that have become very popular, brings back some characters, not gonna say who, that were criminally underused in the actual movies. And it's also bridging that gap between 2 and 3. So yeah. Then there's Rebels. I haven't personally seen that yet. Well, I've seen bits and pieces here and there. And what I've seen is pretty good. But I don't take my word on that. I haven't seen them yet.
Wake up.
And yeah,
I can take it.
that's pretty much all of Star Wars when it comes to movies. I think I'll go ahead and... No, I don't have it. Never mind. I don't really have enough time to go about all the games that you should try, because there's a lot of Star Wars games. We've had a Star Wars game every year since, I think, 1990 something, 91?
That's your best shot.
I think that's how long we had them. There's a lot of Star Wars games that even I haven't even played. So I'll go that in another series maybe. But yeah, Star Wars, definitely something you should check out.
Have some of this. Need some time. I'll get it done.